Taurus, my love, welcome to our love nest where we journey deep into ourselves and experience parts of ourselves that we may or may not have known existed. If you guys are new, warm hugs to all of my new subscribers. I'm super excited that we finally get to meet each other. If you guys are returning, welcome back, my returning subscribers. Welcome back. I love you guys. Y'all gets all the love, all the sugar honey iced tea. You feel me? Good. I'm so happy that y'all come back. All right, spirit. Let's see. Who's the lucky Taurus for today's message? Who's the lucky Taurus? All right, Taurus. This is going to be for either of those of you that got people talking about you, or you find yourself in situations where you're in the middle of he say, she say. Okay. But more importantly, there's something that either you're doing in excess or people around you are doing in excess, and you're guilty by association. So your energy may be picking up on the people, the frequency closest to you. So if you're sitting in the room and the people next to you are talking about other people, or they're talking about people, places, and things, but they're never doing anything with their life and they're unhappy with their life, now misery is enjoying company and your frequency is being overshadowed or overpowered. So I wanted to kind of break down how you may personally not be doing something, but energetically you're in the room, you're in the vicinity, you're attached to something, person, place, or thing that is louder than you. The vibration is so much more potent than you, is more vibrant than you. So the spirit is really wanting to communicate to those of you that may wander off or find yourself in situations where you're like, I don't know why people not fucking with me. I don't know why things are stopping for me, or I don't know why success is not coming for me. There's something about this shift that is guiding you towards new friends, new community. Like it's time for you to leave that old group. It's time for you to leave those people can't go with you. They're not for you. Because I am picking up this energy where some of you guys are just guilty by association and you're not necessarily vibing on that frequency. At least I would hope not, but we all have been there. So no pun intended. So, So if that person is you and that is resonating with you and you would like to receive channel messages that spirit has for you specifically, stay a while, okay? Get comfortable. But before we get into your reading, this is going to also be a reading for those of you that just need daily confirmations of your own intuition and things like that. I do feel like spirit wants me to give you guys a divine message, because majority of you, a large group of you collectively, y'all are professionals out here, okay? Y'all know how to tune into your intuition. Y'all use these readings as confirmation. So I see y'all. Spirit's message is potential. Think big for your future. So let's talk about that vision, okay? Before we get into those of you Taurians that this message is for, the whole reading is going to be for. Spirit has a message for those that have been, you're extremely intuitive, you're psychic, because this is giving me crystal ball. There is something that you've been shown. It feels like a download, light code download or light code activation. You've seen something, colors, a gift has been heightened for you. If you are looking at it like, what? Me? You mean to tell me that's me in 5 years? You mean to tell me that I did it? Like you're showing me something that feels unimaginable. I feel like spirit is showing and revealing to you and giving you confirmations in your waking hours and your sleeping hours. Like, yes, believe in this magic. You thinking small when you need to be thinking big, bitch. That's what spirit is pretty much saying. For those of you that get my humor, I am also being told that this message is, the entire message is going to be for you, because some of you guys are letting go of your own perception of yourself. So some of y'all got this homeboy or this homegirl in your brain that communicates to you doubt, self-doubt, and they've been where the money resides. This self-doubt has been communicating you in the realm of where your creativity resides, your money resides. So it's like I heard hoo hoo past that Dutch. Some of y'all, this may be like you have escaped, you know, you have been escaping through weed or escaping through psychedelics, and it's not getting you moving. You know what I'm saying? There's something about your works being connected to your worth, right? Your works is a direct reflection of your worth. The amount, because when you understand your worth, you understand that your worth is also a reflection of who you are. When you're able to perform in a way that reflects your worth. It's kind of hard to put into words, but that's what they're showing me. This is your works here, okay? But your belief is your belief connected to your worth is preventing your works to really show up for itself, perform. It may show up in the form of, you know how sometimes before you get on stage, some people say they gotta like take a shot to kind of like calm their nerves, or they gotta smoke a joint. As intuitives, it can be very heavy sometimes, picking up on different frequencies or receiving different messages from all levels of consciousness. And you know, we can tend to be drawn to euphoria, right? And too much of that can kind of make us not be able to show up. And it's kind of like, I don't even feel like listening to the same old shit anymore. I'm tired of not being able to control the people that you may be called to be an inspiration to. So it can be very draining, can be very depleting. And in a lot of ways, you may need to hear it over and over and over and over again. And then as intuitives, we may pick up on the energy like, I'm repeating myself. I'm talking more than once. I'm telling you the same thing over and over again. It's repetitive. It's repetitive. And it's like until you give us something else to talk about, until you give us something else to pick up on, we're regurgitating the same messages. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what I'm seeing here. It's like paralysis, like stuck. It's like a glitch. Someone has been stuck in like, I hear you, I see what I need to let go of, I've been shown my potential, I've received the confirmations, but now I'm like, a deer in the headlights. So with all of that light that has been reflected from, because it has to be within you. In order for us to pick up on it as intuitives, it already exists inside of you. So what wants to come out is really just a mirroring back to you what you are, the visions that already exist inside of you. The confirmation is just an extra stamp. But I feel like there is something that you need to that you need to do for your future. Some of you guys, this is really just like go with the flow. Releasing control. Let go of your need to know what's about to happen next. That is also showing up here. Get back into the flow. There's no need to count the days. Just make today count. That's what Spirit is saying. There is no need to count the days or what day it is or what's about to come or any of that. Just make today count. That's how you're going to go with the flow. Wake up with every intention each single day to make the day count. When you ask questions like, I wonder how somebody's able to do this every single day, or I wonder how somebody's able to show up and feel refreshed every single day, it's because they wake up with the intention to make today count. Every day is an opportunity to remain in the day that you're in. I don't care what the goal is. I don't care what the achievement is, what it is that you desire to see. It come into fruition or into your reality. But how are you making today count? How are you riding the wave? How are you going with the flow? How are you grooving with the beat? This is going to separate listening. Because at some point, if you listen too much and you never move your feet, you're overindulging, and at that point, you're just listening to people, places, and things. You can say, "Oh, I don't keep friends," or "I don't even talk to people. The only thing I do is listen to tarot readings." If it is not getting you moving again, there's no movement, there's no currency, then you're just indulging in gossip. We're all just talking about shit and never doing anything about it. So Spirit is trying to encourage you that what wants to come out is what wants to be expressed. It's this creativity. It's the things that you're hearing, and it can't come into fruition until you actually start making the moves. And then we're going to say, wait a minute, hold up now. The energy done changed. Somebody taking some moves again. And I feel like you've been in this period of stagnation. So you can go within yourself and you can discover, you can determine what it is that you actually need to let go of so that you can actually start performing better. This is like, you are the star. You know what I'm saying? You are the star of your reality. 7 heavenly virtues. Key to goodness. That's what it says. The key to goodness. So you possess some type of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, some type of ability. And there's something that is of worth. And that's why your works are so important. Your worth, your good worth. I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, Spirit, give me the words. Give me a second. I'm trying to find a nice way to say it. I really am. I'm really trying to find a nice word to say it. Because part of me wanted to list, like, I don't know how to, and I'm working on me. I've been working on me. I don't know how to, like, I have Tourette's of the mouth, or I vomit. And sometimes I can really be very cutthroat, blunt. And I understand that sometimes we go through that phase on our journey where we need to be talked to. That's what a teacher does. A teacher repeats the same thing over and over again. And that's difficult. You know, because you're communicating to so many different levels of consciousness and cognitive dissonance and all types of peopling. But at this stage of development, I've been there. And what works for one person may not be what another person needs. So rather than talk at you and say, get your motherfucking ass up and try to do what works for different folks, I feel like I'm speaking to a collective that is very gentle, okay? So you need a lot of nurture. And in a lot of ways, you're helping me and you're teaching me at the same time as the reader, okay? As the medium, how to give you what you need, how to speak your love language. And I want to thank you for that. In this moment, you are teaching me how to love you in your language. And I am forever grateful for that. And with that being said, your ability to do it naturally, that's why we need you. Because there are those of us that are here to speak to the darkness. And then there are those of you that are here to speak to the light. So rather than need me to be anything else outside of who I am, Spirit is encouraging those of you that already possess it to create the lane and the channel and the path where they can too find you, where those that need your light and your goodness can find you. because they're waiting. They're coming. And they're looking for you. And they're looking for your platforms. They're looking for your channels. And they're looking for your positions of authority. Because they've struggled with authority figures that sound like me or sound like somebody else. This is why Spirit is saying that your goodness is a key for a reason. You don't have to come and want other people to be more like you. You can attract those that are called to you, those that need your gentle touch. Because we're in the realm of duality. All of us are allowed to exist. You know? It's time for you to step up and create the home necessary for those that need you. Okay? They need you. They really do need you. Because they don't know how to do this. You're going to be able to show them how you got out of that stuck paralysis, how you got out of that stuck energy. You went through it already, and now the door is open, but you won't walk out. It's almost like the door can be wide open, but part of you just can't leave the situation. Or it's like you got analysis paralysis of the entire situation, and a person can say, go, you can leave. I don't want to be with you. But you will never walk across that threshold of that door. Why? Because something needs to be let go of. You need to know that you are worthy. You've already done that over and over again. You've already tried to tell those people their potential. You've already tried to change your environment and control that. But why not start with just controlling yourself and go where you're being called to go? That would be so much better than to sit there and overthink about it, overindulge on it, and then get angry with the world. Create the worlds that we can go to. That's all Spirit is asking you to do. You feel me? So that's what I got for all of you that are really just extremely intuitive. You have all these gifts and you are completely to a point where you're so professional that all you need to do is use these as confirmations of everything you already know. Shit, you could tell me this right back to myself. You probably could say it even better than me in a more articulate way. And I'm going to struggle to say what you said because we don't talk the same. And we're not meant to. But we can still vibe with each other. You know, we can still have love for each other. We can still appreciate each other's differences. That's what makes us the best of friends. And that's real love. Real love is accept people for who they are as they are without the aspiration to change people because you see a different version for them. That's narcissistic traits and tendencies. The desire to change other people to fit your vision, your narrative, rather than utilizing your good nature as the beacon of light that attracts those that feel drawn to you. There's a difference. That's working inside out at that point versus outside in, and we have wonder. So let's get into, for those of you that will get to witness a very special Taurus here explore all parts of themselves, which is why I always say cross watchers are always welcome. Y'all know what I mean? I see y'all, boo. Welcome, cross watchers. Even if you are not a Taurus or you do not have Taurus in your birth chart, this is always a higher purpose as to why we've been guided to the self-love energy. It's always a higher purpose as to why you feel drawn to Taurian energy. So just enjoy the experience. Because I feel like many of you that have been drawn to a Taurus or the energy of Taurus in general is because of that nature, that nurture that you didn't get at certain ages of your development. And many of you will have experiences of, damn, that Taurus was so damn stubborn, I couldn't change them or anything like that. But they did come into your life to make you aware of something. And that is the beauty of every experience. So if you're not able to find the beauty in why you went through so many trying cycles with a Taurus, you haven't quite finished the lesson that you were meant to learn with the Taurus, no matter how old you are. So that's why you keep coming back to Taurus energy. And that's okay, because it's all for a higher purpose. And I feel like if you allow the chemistry between any zodiac sign that you're drawn to, or date, or don't like, or cross watch for, you're going to see the bigger picture eventually. So just keep staying tuned, okay? The path has already been set before us, Taurus. So for my lucky Taurians that resonate with this reading and you feel like this reading is for you at this time, remember that what is yours is yours. It will resonate when the story is meant to align. So indulge responsibly, okay? And if y'all agree, go ahead and, Spirit, talk to me. Go ahead and let Spirit know you ready. All right, drop in the comment section. I'm ready, Spirit. Storm warning. Ooh, Taurus. So y'all know we finna go deep, right? So I always think of this gift of the spiritual realm, or the other side in general, the subconscious realm, the conscious realm, all these different realms. Growing up, I used to love the Magic School Bus. If y'all have ever watched that show, Miss Frizzly is like my favorite teacher in the whole wide world. Okay. And it's always funny that she had a reptile energy that was like her companion. But no, we ain't gonna get into that. We're not gonna dissect that or decode that today. The only thing that I can say about the Magic School Bus is, yes, you can get on the bus. Yes, you can, take a ride. But buses have wheels, and eventually wheels fall off. In this day and age, in this level of humanity, at this pace of evolution, we're not on fucking buses anymore. We're on trains and we're on spaceships. So it's either the tracks will guide you and you will listen, or you will try to derail something that's already set in stone. This transition between the Piscean age into the Aquarian age is already set in stone. The path, the tracks have already been laid. All right? Trying to derail those tracks, those trains, while they are moving at a fast speed is equivalent to pretty much the train can flip over, the carts behind it can really get messed up. It's a mission that has to be done while moving, and you're going to have to move with the punches, roll with the times. It's like being in a tornado. Now, these are signs of the times that I feel like you're going to be giving. Like, there's a shift that I've been telling you about, as far as like there are things being ripped away from you. Because if they did not rip them away from you, it's equivalent to derailing you from a path. Habits. Now, it could be habits, it could be patterns, it can be people. But before they become people, they start off internally. It's something that's already brewing. It's already working its way around. Because I feel like this is also a part of what was left is about to come back. All right. And new things from other parts of the world that was carried over is going to come over into your vicinity. And you're going to want to hold on to something familiar, because you're going to feel uncomfortable. Like, think about it. If you're in a storm, something's going to tell you to try to, when you get to the nearest tree, hold on to that. When you get to the nearest, train, bus station, I don't know, train station, bus station. When you get to the next sign, try to hold on to something that's rooted in the ground. That's human nature. That's survival. You're going to try to hold on to something that is already established. But again, if you are a part of the storm, or you're a part of that wave that's coming in, that's being anchored, they are asking you not to hold on to whatever roots that appears to be, oh shit, that's established, let me hold on to that. Right? So for some of you, this may look like you're about to come into the vicinity of someone that already has an established business or an established entity, corporation, and you may want to say, oh, that's going to get me there quicker, let me latch on to that and ride it to the storm, ride the wave while the storm passes. Right? That is going to be equivalent to you just holding on to something out of fear that you're losing everything already, out of fear that it's so uncomfortable going through this transition. For others of you, it's going to look like, hold on, my eye itching. It's going to look like let me just hold on to that relationship, right? Or that relationship, that person's about to come to you, towards you. They got the money, they got the success, they haven't quite got everything all figured out. I mean, maybe they have everything already established, right? Maybe they're already wealthy, they already have everything already going for themselves. And you're going to be asked that question like, oh shit, let me hold on to that. Because it's rooted in something, right? It's established in something. But it's not what you think it is, right? So now you'll start making, just like last time, you'll start making excuses for why you have a good thing. Because it feels rooted. So if anything ever happens to you, you're safe. You see how that safety thing comes? It's easier to believe in what you can physically see with your two eyes than to believe in the potential of something that hasn't yet manifested. You do it with yourselves, you do it with the people around you, you do it with circumstances. But for a very few of you, a very select few of you, Spirit is asking you to build something for yourself. See, y'all are like the Madam C.J. Walkers of the world. Male or female. I don't know any male references, so take that with a grain of salt. But you guys are the innovators, the engineers, and there's already so much goodness and potential inside of you that you don't have to settle. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to take a shortcut. You don't have to get there quickly. Just keep shining your light. Delivering your works. Doing your work. Work your magic. That's what's pretty much saying. That's all Spirit is saying right here. This is an opportunity for you to work your magic. And no matter who comes in and out of your life, what they got for themselves is for them. And if you guys decide to come together and have, and craft love together, let that be that. But y'all don't have to live together, be together, and join all your forces and sign over your life and give that to each other. You don't have to do it like that. That's something that was rooted in what you were taught. But that doesn't mean y'all loving each other any less. That doesn't mean that you guys are not good for each other. That means that you understand that people will talk and people will have a problem with how you guys craft your love together. Because I feel like even if a person is genuinely for you and they love you and they support you, they're not going to ask you to throw away everything that you're good at just to be everything for them. That would be another codependency pattern. Y'all will support each other with your dreams, your endeavors, but y'all won't hold it against each other. You're not using each other as the anchor. Y'all are not using each other as like, oh, you are my stability, you are my rock, you are my everything. No, you guys are utilizing the door to Spirit. The doors are opening up for you. But if you base why you would go into venture into a relationship or a business partnership or anything for that matter off the foundation of you needing stability, that's survival mode. And that only leads to one path. people pleasing. That only leads to one path: things no longer working out for you. And it takes away the magic, and it sucks and drains the magic out of you. Because you're now trying to people please and show up for people how they want you to. If you're doing something, as long as you're doing it because you want to do it and it makes you happy, it's no longer a job. It's work that you feel guided and happy to do. That's where you know that you are in that sweet spot. So I feel like you are being asked to stop escaping, because we have the stoner in reverse. Stop escaping. Okay? Because the more you escape, think of it like a blink of an eye. You're breaking off a piece of your... Every time you escape, you are crafting another timeline. You're creating another branch of your energy. So every time you escape, you create another child is born. Every time you escape, someone else dies. Every time you escape, because that's how powerful your magic is. That's how powerful your ability is. You're all over the place at the same time. And then eventually, the only thing left to do is you're gonna have a storm. You're gonna call back all your parts to yourself, and natural disasters will happen. Like I said, this ain't gonna resonate for everybody. Many of you guys are connected to powerful elements. And when things heat up really bad for you, the only thing that happens is you evaporate. You go missing. You evaporate. And this is a part of your transformation process, because I'm seeing like that Lucy moment where she was on the plane and she went in the bathroom and she was heating up so much energy was raging inside of her, to the point where she literally disintegrated. And then all her pieces came back together. So I feel like if you are going through that metamorphosis process, Spirit is saying let it complete its process, because it's already been initiated. Once the pieces have fallen where they may, then you can start to rebuild again. For some of y'all, that disintegration moment looks like separation of a relationship, right? Now there has to go through the stages of that process of transformation. For some of y'all, this is breaking up with contracts, giving yourself permission to recall the contracts that you have made energetically with people, places, and things. And a part of retrieving all of that energy and pieces of yourself, it's going to have a ripple effect on so many different people, places, and things, because they were all fragments of you. They were able to come in, energetically exchange with you, and walk away. So you have like billions of your aura in different directions, going on in different directions. Every conversation you had with a person where you were reminding them of their potential, you lit a spark in them. It was a spark of life. You are a creator. That spark of inspiration was potential. So you're telling the potential of everyone, they have it in them because they're a fragment of your oversoul. So it's in you and it's in them. But what happens when so many different fragments of your existence never do anything with it? They call it back. And when they do a recall, they're no longer going to have access to that wisdom, to that energy. And they're going to come like something's missing, and it's going to be chaotic. Chaos will hit. And that's where storms are brewed. So I feel like for some of y'all, if I was to describe Oya, right? Think about Oya. Her energy is storm. Children of Oya, right, are fragments of that consciousness, right? So in the reflection of that source of energy, every reflection has the potential of Oya. She's reflecting into you, everything that you are, and the process continues, right? So if you were Oya, think about it like that, and all of these were your children. They're your creation. They're fragments of your creation. They have touched, they have been sparked by your love in some capacity. That's what Spirit is showing me. So how they come towards you is going to be a reflection of how you love yourself, right? You'll start to notice that they'll behave differently, they'll move differently as you perform the work on yourself. And it has something to do with your heart, right? So this frequency of love is Venusian energy. Yeah, you see this? Charity in reverse. Something happens when you feel slighted or you feel betrayed. You don't see it as a lesson or as an experience. You see it as your love was taken for granted. When you're in a state of taken, it's a state of disappointment. It's a state of lack. That creates a negative whirlwind, a negative cycle where it's like, you know what? What's the point? I might as well go back to what's familiar because I couldn't control what the next person was doing. So some of y'all have left certain situations, and when numbing it, whether it was numbing through shopping, numbing through buying things, numbing through eating, numbing through vices, whether it was numbing through watching TV or overindulging in anything, whether it's good or bad for you, that's a confirmation that you were in that space in between where you left and where you're trying to go. And the longer you were sitting in that middle where you felt like you couldn't get things moving or you couldn't see a change, you rather say, some of y'all rather say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go back to that familiar thing because I don't believe what's on the other side of that door is actually going to come for me. I can't see it. Your eyes have been gouged out because you need your spiritual eyes. I think on this card, yeah, she's missing one eye. She's trying to use her spiritual eye, but she's also relying off her physical eye. So you're relying off of the physical manifestation to confirm the spiritual confirmation that you get, the internal confirmation. And when one or two doesn't coexist, or it's not in a timely fashion that you can control or predict, you start to feel like get rid of it. You start to hit the factory reset button. You're not giving it time to do what it's supposed to do. You need to understand the dimension that you're traveling to, the realm that you're existing in. When you can understand the realm, you'll stop being carried away by your emotions. All of these are cups. All of this is water. Your emotional control is where you need to focus on for yourself. Until you have established this emotional control with acceptance of the realm in which you exist in, you have to accept the fact that you're in this realm, for starters. The second thing you have to do is accept that things in this realm happen in a space of seasons. If you are not in alignment with the seasons, it will not manifest. And in order for you to understand the requirement that the universe requires in order for you to receive that manifestation, the universe of this realm says that you have to have put out goodness. Your works is a reflection of you. How many fragments of yourself have you helped, have you gave goodness to out of the kindness of your heart, not expecting anything in return? How many have you inspired? Spirit is asking you not to tell, oh, I tell people what to do all the time and I do things and I do good things. No. Who have you inspired by being the example? Can a person look at your life and feel as if you are a great example for the type of self-love that you're supposed to have for yourself? Do you feel like you love yourself? And if you do, have you shared how you discovered to love yourself with the rest of the world so they too can be inspired? And if you haven't shared it and you haven't put it out and you haven't created the channel, you're just, it's brewing, okay? It's ego. And it's not about, well, I'm waiting for I need the brand to represent me. I needed to do this. I need this to be like what I want it to be. I need it to look a certain way because I want to when people talk about me, I want them to know that I'm that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's ego. And I feel like many of you are feeling like this shift because a lot of you guys are being called to just give things freely, and the universe is testing you. Give things freely. This is a season of Thanksgiving, being the giving spirit. And this means also being given to those that have slighted you. Also be giving to those that have betrayed you or talked about you. Are you in the spirit of giving, or are you in the spirit of hurt? Right? When you're no longer affected by those experiences that have hurt you, when that egotistical person comes around, you are so wise and emotionally detached from responding emotionally that you can allow them to get flustered and angry and say mean things, but not feel like it's breaking you, or you know what I mean? Not feel like it's is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. What's making them mad is that you're no longer reflecting to them their comforts. You're no longer reflecting to them their triggers. Once upon a time, those were triggers. And many of you, this is telling me that some of you guys are about to be in the same room with people or relationships that you haven't talked to in a long time. And my voice is changing. That's not me. So this may be ex, this may be family members, this may be connections with people you were with and you have changed so much. But someone here is afraid that, yes, they're detached, but that person still has a way of triggering you. They still have a way of getting you to focus on what they're saying. They still have a way of convincing you or influencing you or throwing daggers at you. You know, it's hard to be that person's friend when they have that toxic relationship connected to them. Really, the connection is only coming in, the mutual friendships are only coming in to make you aware how words hurt you. You have gone from being the spell casters to the casted. Like you went from being the spell casters, okay, and descending to the casted. You are being casted in the show of other people. You are a sleep member, okay? You're a pawn on another person's chessboard. Endurance. So you don't know whether or not to just ignore the negative things that people are saying and not let it get to you, or to, if that's love, to endure it and still be friends with that person, or if it's more of a self-love thing, to let that person go and just completely sever ties and be away from them entirely. I feel like friendship supersedes titles in relationships, like true love that's built off friendships and things like that. And I'm not saying that every friend is meant to be in your life forever. I feel like what Spirit is teaching you, Taurus, is that people are going to talk. People are going to say things, right? They're also teaching you that friends, lovers, partners, those two operate in the space of seasons. There are times where you guys need to be friends for each other first before anything. And there's times where you guys need to then you guys need to be in a relationship with each other. There's times where you guys need to be just sexual companions for each other, intimate companions for each other, and not necessarily skip so many different things. Your worth is not based off of the title that you come out the door with. It's based on how you guys work together, how your energy vibes together, the chemistry you carry together. It's going to be the thing that solidifies the worth, okay? When we come together, things happen. Beautiful things happen, not just for us, but other people. When we come together, you're crafting love. You're utilizing the craft within you, you know? And it's not a relationship where people just telling you sweet nothings and y'all are sitting up with each other. It's a relationship built off intentions. When y'all need to be each other's friends and not look at each other like, oh, you didn't call me 5 minutes ago, do. That phase of being each other's friend, y'all know how to switch hats. You know what I'm saying? And when it's a time and season where it's like, damn, I'm working so hard, I need to be able to have someone that I can get in the bed with, have sex with, and not feel like they fucking every time Dick and Harry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is something that is crafted at that phase where you guys are experiencing that. This is where the relationship is in. We've had seasons where we were best friends. We've had seasons of where we were intimate lovers. We have seasons of when we decided the time was now in alignment for us to be together. We developed so much underground, and we rooted ourselves so much underground to the point where when we step out in public, there is nothing that could detour us, separate us. There's nothing that can pull us, because we've already worked out those differences behind closed doors. That's where devotion is created. That's where spiritual alignment is created. But if you're not patient and you're not willing to allow all these seasons, the things that are happening behind the scenes around you, the universal support, you will talk yourself out of what is being crafted out of this connection with you. You know, the sun and the moon coming together. You thought it was going to be easy? No. You thought it was going to be some like mirage? Nah, this is for once, this is a connection where it's not a mirage. It's not a connection where y'all are forcing each other to do anything. Y'all have to fight, bicker. You both desire to show up for each other, no matter what. It's whoa. And I feel like what was really over this connection is like there's a divine union here. Something is standing in the middle, negotiating for you. And you see how here her feet is on the ground, which speaks about, and there's nothing that's been produced yet. So this is like new charted territory. The ground is clear. I'm going to step out on this, on faith here. So you're being asked to step out on faith here. Whew. Dang. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on. Y'all have a connection. Y'all have something really about purpose here. And I'm going to get down to the bottom of it. Let's go deeper, Spirit. Let's go deeper into all upright, please, Spirit, because my cards are all over the place. Let's go deeper into this purpose, that this connection, this divine union. What's the purpose? Ask for your needs to be met. God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped. And it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. So one thing I can say is that y'all are how can I say this? You are the lender and not the beggar. You are the leaders and not the followers. You are of service to humanity. Y'all are the humanitarians. Where there's a need, a supply, where there's a demand, you guys are always going to craft the supply. I don't care what it is, network marketing, spirituality, motivational speaking, entertainment. You guys are the suppliers of a demand. You guys are the spiritual hotlines. You guys are the Bruce Almighty. Okay? The Yahoo of humanity. You asked and we crafted it for you. Now, what is your excuse? Y'all are the earth angels. Whew. We have exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. The key to manifesting quickly is to have very high energy levels. And the easiest way to increase them is through physical exercise. Choose a fun and meaningful activity so that you'll look forward to exercising. And it becomes its own reward. So you could take it in a literal sense, but I also feel like this is about exercising a muscle. There are many muscles. If you've ever saw the movie Nope, there's a scene in the movie where she goes into this room and there's dumbbells all on the floor. And she's at home and she used to wrangle. She comes from a family of wrangling horses, okay, on this ranch. And think of like horses like spirits, okay? They represent horsepower. They represent energy sources. They represent free spirits, okay? Their connection or their ability, they were always, people always came to them for assistance because in order to get the horse to act right or in order to get the horse to perform, they would call these horse wranglers. And they had this ability to be able to communicate with the horse in a way where the horse would willingly come into submission. So I feel like when it comes to manifestation, you have this ability to move people, spirits, whether that be in a physical vessel or outside the vessel. You have an ability to move energy. So with that ability, that modality to be able to manipulate matter in a lot of ways, so generation after generation, we get further and further away from that skilled magician ability or that skill, that I am presence. So there's two parts that's always required. And I always describe it as you have to be the ma'at. You have to be the scale. You have to become the scale. Between good and bad, both have to be utilized equally. Negative and positive have to always be choice. Okay, the presence of choice, the presence of eating that from the tree of life and the apple or whatever, it introduced the element of choice, right? So now in order for balance to be restored and Ma'at and Tiamat not to destroy her own creation, many have come and incarnated to rehabilitate the evolution of humanity. What's needed? What does humanity need to evolve in order to balance the scales? That's what you guys are pretty much doing. So you guys are teaching people in your own unique ways. I don't care if you sit at home and do nothing but cook and make sure everyone is fed so they can continue performing and showing up in their lives. You are doing great work. I don't care if you wear a bonnet all day, but everybody that are important roles in this life are going out there and they're showing up for themselves with your moo on and all types of stuff, barefoot and all. Your purpose is a priority. You doing that every day is creating opportunity. And I'm saying that to you because, like I said, not everybody is here to be of service to the whole world. And yes, in some cases you are, and in other areas you are also being of service to your small communities. You are being of service to, more personal approach. You're taking a dragonfly approach to interaction. The more I interact in my community, it creates a ripple effect. So this may just be in your small household or your neighborhood. So don't ever think for a second that, oh, I'm just small time, I'm not on a wild scale. No, 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 no. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. Now, what Spirit is asking for those of you that are really good at cultivating a home life and cultivating those things is to be an inspiration and how you share with the world how you are able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because believe it or not, there are a lot of people that lack those skills, right? Of how to maintain a home or how to maintain certain things. There's a generation of, people that have had to survive and compensate for the absence of masculine energy. So being in that feminine energy, being more psychic, being more intuitive, caring and nurturing for, making sure that the spiritual realm is cleansed and that's guided well is also an important element. Because it's like you're on the night watch. You take the night shift, and the other person take the physical shift. It's definitely something where it's like your astral body leaves every night, and it does a cleansing, and you keep the darkness away from coming to your house. You ain't welcome here. So y'all are the prayer warriors. Y'all are the ones that do great things, but as well, why not utilize the very thing you can't stand, which may be technology for those of you in those things. You may not be able to, you may feel like it's all the devil's work and things like that. But like I said, as the scale, you need both positive and negative. So how can you take a negative and make it positive? That's what you can do. That's what you can prioritize. I can display for the rest of the world to see, well, here's how I do it. I wake up 3 o'clock in the morning before everyone even wakes up. I'm the first person up. People need to see that there are people that are getting up and making no excuses, that's not a dying breed. But if you're not representing who you are proudly for other people to see, you are not an inspiration. And there are so many that are not getting that spark. You see this card here? Have courage to ask for help. They're never going to ask for help. But because you made that short video, or because you made that long-term video, or because you posted on social media, which is a platform that is also good and bad, you created more opportunities of good than to leave them with nothing but sin out there in the world. You see what I'm saying? And this is why so many people are called not just to sit in their churches and not just to sit in their homes, but to bring it to the world, inspire the world, be the change, create the avenues that you want to attract. Asking for help is a sign of strength, as is accepting it as it is offered to you. Very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. So like I said, a lot of you guys are being exalted to a position of influence and great power. How you do it creatively is going to be your own modality, your own medium. But this entire reading is about blocking out distractions when you get your assignment. When you know your purpose, you got to block out the distractions. Because you're not here to be liked. You're not here to people please. You're here to be yourself authentically. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics, avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. I feel like I need to go deeper into this card. Okay, let's pull out the Good Vibes Tarot. The 11/11 portal. So November 11th, prior to November 11th, so I'm going to say November 10th, there's an important shift coming. And you may need some time to like, where you just devote it to yourself. Go into like deep meditation. Get as relaxed as possible. Yeah, putting down your burdens and your responsibilities for at least 24 hours. Some of you guys, you're going to feel extremely tired, like you need to sleep. I would say this is a detoxing period for you guys. So whatever detox process that you use, light meals, maybe just water, it feels like a toning in a way, but it's not in a bad way, okay? It's just like a way for you to make sure that you are in a very light state of physical body, so your spiritual body can receive those, so the emotions can be cleared, so it could be clear skies within your subconscious realm. So when it's not so uncomfortable, the after effects of those light codes being activated within you, it's not going to like hit a trigger and you just blow up. You know what I'm saying? This is doing intentional work on yourself, intentional spiritual work, checking in with yourself, being observant of your emotional body, so you can see what's annoying you. What are your triggers? Yeah, Six of Swords. This is going to allow you to move on and lay rest to something. Oh, shit. Hold on. I feel like I need to use a different deck. I'm going to use a different deck because something told me to put this deck down. Okay, so I keep being drawn to this one. I'm hearing quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. Blending the old with the new. Six of Coins. 666 is also showing up to me. Six of Cups, Six of Coins, making new memories. You know, choosing your battles, really, as well. Three of Cups. Now, this is a more positive thing. Three of Cups, being intentional. This is making peace. And you see how we started? This is how I know when the reading is done. The Three of Cups was in reverse. This is a change of perspective of your focus. I feel like this is also saying that you're going to have whoa, oh my God, this is so synchronistic. The bottom of this deck, if you remember at the beginning, I showed you the Fool in reverse, right? The Fool is upright. All of these cards were once in reverse and now they're upright. So this is about things that once felt like they were imbalanced being made balanced, okay? Things that were done in excess. It's like you feel like you've earned it, you know? This is pretty much the Six of Swords is saying giving yourself permission to move on, giving yourself permission to enjoy a different, yeah, that may have happened last season or last year, but that's not you don't have to craft that into your experience, because you understand now that what you focus on is what you manifest. If you choose to focus on peace, if you choose to focus on your elevation and where you're going, what people say around you, it's like they become like washed away. You don't no longer, it no longer penetrates you. You see what I'm saying? You're no longer seeing the Three of Cups as, oh Lord, that's that, drama or just extra people. It becomes the more the merrier. You feel what I'm saying? It becomes, my focus is constantly creating new paths and new directions and new opportunities. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have the same type of connections around you, but what I'm saying is whether they coming or going, new are coming or old or returning, it's always a winning for you. Eight of Pentacles, because you're in control of the narrative based off of your self control and your emotional intelligence. Because I feel like a lot of times, what was there before was making you pretty much sabotage. Five of Swords energy. Yeah, making you pretty much like say like, I'm done. I give up. This is too much. I can't. It was making you sabotage yourself. Because this is a pursuit. The Six of Swords is saying like, there's at no other point, I'm faking it until I'm making it, because I gotta get somewhere. I gotta move forward. I can't think about it no more. Eventually, the more you turn your back on the things that once affected you, they rear its ugly head. And when they rear its ugly head, it's gonna become a distraction for you. And you can ignore it, but it's going to bother you eventually. Like I said, another 6 here. Clarify the 6 of Coins. The Hierophant in reverse. So here's what I'm saying. For some of you guys, this is like, oh shit. This is pretty much telling me like this may be like you have, some of you guys, y'all may be ex-divorcees with the Hierophant in reverse. Something may be non-conventional, in the sense of it's not starting off like being this perfect connection. It's like you guys are maybe getting to know somewhere when y'all not working, y'all make time for each other, but outside of that, it's just I see you when I see you. It's a good time, but not a long time. There's this energy of things being what they are, because the both of y'all are just trying to do your best to show up for other obligations that you have. So there can be no commitment right now, right? But the page of the Son of Baskets is pretty much saying that when you guys aren't working, y'all long to be with each other. So this is telling me that this is for Tauruses that have to block out a lot of distractions, because you guys are either great influencers or you have a major role in life. Y'all be swimming with the sharks. You got a lot of things going on in your personal lives individually. But it feels like you guys are trying to... Oh, sorry, y'all. It feels like with the Chariot, you guys are still trying to move forward, and you're still trying to just do the best that you can do. Hold on a second. So I feel like you guys are going to be often watched and speculated. Like, oh, what are y'all, an item? Or y'all just, where's this person's father? Where's this person's mother? Things like that. Because it's giving me Empress and Emperor. I also feel like there's this energy of, somebody just comes around to just see you and they're using you and things like that. There's a lot of naysayers and things like that. So this is pretty much about you having the emotional maturity, the emotional intelligence to know how to tell the difference, okay? Because nobody is like, you're gonna have to reassure yourselves, really. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be for my Taurians that are, it's not non-committal, it's Aquarian. It's Aquarian. Y'all are in pursuit of wanting connections that are your peace and not your problem, that are your harmony, okay? But not like your property. It's like, this is what it's giving me. I do feel like this is going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle between perception, Nine of Swords, worst thoughts, worst case scenarios, what if this, what if that, you know. And what Spirit is encouraging you to remember, not to judge a person based off of their success, right? Or what they do, but judge a person based off of their works. Okay? Their works. How are they of a positive, good influence for the rest of the world? Because like I said, y'all are light workers. Y'all are important people. This is not energy that I'm picking up on where you're just out here kicking your feet up and relaxing. Y'all are really important people. You know, I don't know her name, but is it Coretta? I don't know. Loretta? Pretty much Martin Luther King's wife. Was her role any less important to Martin Luther King's? Vice versa? Like, there's this interpretation that in order to be doing something of importance, it has to be perceived in a certain type of way. Now, I'm not saying that it is a gender thing. What I'm saying is knowing your roles, because this is telling me unconventional roles. This is telling me where the roles are reversed. This may be two sole proprietors, okay, that don't need each other to wash each other's clothes and spoon feed each other or take care of each other. Y'all got your own. Y'all come to each other for a space of love and deep intimacy, and that's on that. So, and that's what y'all don't mind. Y'all thrive in that. It's very Aquarian. Live out loud, and y'all want to be able to live freely without people judging you, but you know that you're living in a world that's cruel. You know that you're living in a world where people assume that everything's about a level up. But you're going to have to know the truth deep within yourself, what it is that you want and where it is that you're going, because what you focus on is what you're going to manifest. Yeah, y'all got that good juju. That's that goodness I was talking about. That's that divine love right there, okay? And this is why I said your works is going to determine your worthiness. Both of y'all have important levels of work, purpose, and so you deserve this. Your calling in life deserves this. Yeah. So I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey, Taurus. I hope you have enjoyed your experience. For those in some capacity, whenever you are meant to receive this message, I hope that it finds you well and you are in great spirits. Until next time. Bye, Taurus.